that I'm legit, because they don't know who I am. Halfway here, halfway there. Now I would think twice and most likely say no. The potential here is higher. I need to tell you something very important. 5 years! It's been 5 years since I moved to America. I only get these thoughts now. Hey guys, welcome to Silicon Valley Girl. The topic of today's video is what it takes to succeed in the United States. I'm going to talk about my own experience in Silicon Valley. I'm going to talk about my friends. But basically the question that I wanted to discuss, the problem that I wanted to discuss is whether you need to say goodbye to everything that surrounded you before. Like even if you're moving from a different state or you're moving from a different country, do you need to say no to everything that you had before in order to focus on this new environment? This is something I wanted to brainstorm with you today. So if you're interested, continue watching this vlog. I was just on a call with the guys from Google. At Google, they have this amazing initiative, like an incubator for Googlers who want to build their startups, which is kind of cool. And we're talking about this creator economy and creator product. And one important thing, so they reached out to me because they were introduced by my friend Kevin, but they also told me, like, we kept hearing about you. We heard about you from Giselle, and Giselle, she's a Googler and she's a professor at Stanford, lecturer at Stanford. She has her course and she invited me to speak at that course last year, and she talked about me to those guys. And it's super important, like whenever you're trying to succeed with anything, like if we're talking about the product, it is really important that a customer hears about your product from several friends, not from just one person, not from just one ad. But there should be several occasions when they touch point with your product. The same with fundraising for your startup. I have my amazing friends, Libermans, they live in LA, and they told me that, and a lot of people in the investor world told me that as well, that investors need to hear about you from fellow investors. If you just come to their office and pitch your product, that is cool, but they need this social proof that you're out there and that other people like your product. And when there are several people talking about you, it's a lot easier to set up meetings and to raise funds. And going back to our topic, so basically what's happening is that in order to network here, in order to be noticed here, you need to prioritize things. And for example, in Russia, I have a very focused audience. I have a lot of people following me in Moscow and St. Petersburg. And when I want to do something like launch a product, find a person, it is really easy for me to do that in Russia because people know me and I know people. And if I want to hire like a marketing manager from Salesforce here in the US, it would be a lot harder for me. Almost impossible these days. It's money, right? And we're going to talk about money as well. But the second thing is, how do I persuade them that I'm legit? Because they don't know who I am. And when you're coming from a different country or from a different place, like I was say here in Russia in terms of like easiness of reaching out to people and doing things, and in the US I'm just going down and down and down. And in order to succeed in this new environment, I just need to reprioritize things and tell myself like, hey, I need to say no to opportunities back in Russia. Like this TV channel reached out to me today and asked to make an episode, and it's very flattering, like when a Russian TV channel reaches out to you, but I also understand I'd rather have an empty spot in my calendar so I could pursue my goals and maybe do some more networking here in the US. And I was in a clubhouse with a couple of entrepreneurs who moved to the US 10 years ago. And they said, like, for these 10 years, we were shifting from, being really involved with like their home country to really being involved with folks here in the US. And they were able to raise around from Peter Thiel and like all of the amazing entrepreneurs. And they said they were only able to raise it when they switched off every single connection, not like connection to Russia, but they told themselves they're gonna reprioritize American things versus things from their country. And my other friends, they were back and forth between Russia and the US, and they would go to Russia every 2 weeks just because they had an amazing business there and a lot of, cash coming in, opportunities coming in. But at some stage they realized that people in the US think of them as people who are halfway here, halfway there, and not really fully present here in California. And they said that only when they told themselves like, hey, we're gonna stop traveling back and forth, we're gonna say goodbye to our business in Russia, this is when they were able to make significant progress here in the US. And it's not like I'm saying goodbye to Russia, but I just feel that there are some opportunities that keep coming in that I would say absolute yes to a year ago, but now I would think twice and most likely say no. And also, I am trying to choose a more challenging way of doing things, of doing them here instead of like maybe outsourcing something to people in Russia or selling to my Russian audience versus selling to my American audience. Like, there are so many things that are harder, but because I think that the potential here is higher, I am doing this refocusing stuff. Who's all grown up? Who's all grown up sitting by herself eating an egg? Egg. Emily. Папа, да, папа пошел. Папа сейчас придет. Скажи, чш. Ням. Ням. In the studio for just one class for my new YouTube course. It's not a new course, I'm just updating my course. This is what the frame looks like on my computer. And this is what you see. Slightly different because the cameras are different. By the way, guys, this video is brought to you by a school called Cybertek. Cybertek is a school where people become IT specialists with no IT background in 7 months. What's exciting about that school is that they take people from professions that we don't generally associate with IT, like nannies, Uber drivers, delivery guys, and they teach them how to become IT specialists. Their successful Java full stack automation developer SDET program is 7 months full-time that focuses on developing IT professionals from the ground up. By the end of the program, you're Java certification ready and you become a test automation engineer. Their CEO is hosting a free info session very soon. The link is down below. So if you're like, okay, I'm doing this job, but I really want to see if IT is for me, and if you speak English, then the link will be below. Check out the free info session, learn about becoming an IT specialist, and who knows, maybe in a year you'll come back to this channel and say, hey Marina, thank you for recommending the school. And some quick stats for you guys. 90% of their students end up finding jobs after completing their course, and the average salary ranges from 75K to 125K a year. Oh, and by the way, if you for some reason don't like the classes and in 30 days you understand that this is not for you, they have a 30-day money-back guarantee, no questions asked, and they provide lifetime help and support after you graduate. Again, the free info session is linked below. Check it out. I just did my Substack email is ready. How my creator schedule helps me say no to meetings that don't align with my goals. And what I really like is I started creating images myself instead of working with designers. I think it just adds this personal touch, and I think people like it more. I don't know. Let's publish. Yay! Da-da-da-da-da-dum. Sent. Another example. I started my Substack email and I only have like 1,400 people who are subscribed to this email. And I spent around an hour, maybe an hour and a half coming up with the content for that email, and I could alternatively film stories for my Instagram, and 100 or 140,000 people would see those stories. But I read a very interesting Medium blog, and the guy told, like, if you're building a business and you're building social media for your business, what would you rather have? 3,000 followers who are also interested in like watching kittens play with each other, and they're somehow interested in your content as well? Or would you rather have just 2 followers and they're Paul Graham and Elon Musk? And this is how you think about creating content. Like, do you want the content for masses, or do you want the content to connect with like-minded people? This is the way I think of Substack and my current social media strategy. I want to build content for like those people. So after sending this email, at first I got a following from a guy who I've been following, who is building an amazing product for creators using AI. And I also got an email from a guy who's also building for creators. And I'm like, wow, this is so rewarding. And I want to double down on that. And maybe I'll be losing numbers, but I will be doubling down on building this amazing network. we're doing a test for our vacation. I'm so excited. We're gonna be baby mooning for a couple of weeks before we get the second baby. So we're taking some tests, though they're not required. We're going to Mexico, but because we're going to be staying with our friends, we just want to make sure that we are COVID free. There are two options to take the COVID test. You could either come here and it's free, but we waited for like 30 minutes in line and it's taking a while with all the documents. Or you could order a test kit to do everything at home, which costs around $100. But I thought, you know, we would have a date, COVID testing date. Talk about things, discuss things with you, vlog, and take the test. And then we have to do some more shopping before we go, because Emily, you know, just having like a new person on the team in the family just means you need so much stuff, because she doesn't have any beach stuff. And we're gonna get some for her. Testing done. So overall, it took 35 minutes.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you get back the bags one by one.
One by one. Give mine first. I wonder when.
This is,
Marina McGilko.
you're gonna have to put it in drawers as long as I can put it, sorry.
I wonder when this is all gonna be over. With all the testing. And masks. But I think people will continue wearing masks no matter what. Okay, thank you.
And it's gonna be one for each of you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot for your help.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Huh? Babies! High five! Emily tried her swimsuit on. She doesn't want to take it off because it's just too much pain going through her head, so we're just walking around in a swimming suit. I need to tell you something very important. Our local bakery has new cupcakes. This one is with a chick. This one is called Los Altos. My swimming suit has arrived. It was sold out for a very long time. And I followed them on their social media. And then a week ago, actually last Saturday, they announced that they're back in stock. And I started shopping and most of the colors were already sold out, but I really wanted this one. And I got it. It arrived from London. So excited. It's called Hunza G. You're gonna see the way it fits if you follow me on Instagram when I'm in Mexico. Well, I'm gonna cut the salad. I'm gonna talk about another aspect of moving to a new country. You should have seen, like, you should see where my camera is right now. It's actually standing with the glasses. So another thing with moving to a new country or a new place, prices and taxes. Like taxes for me, even like price, like paying $2,500 for a one-bedroom apartment here in Silicon Valley when we just moved. It was kind of okay because I understood I came to a more expensive place and I was used to traveling to more expensive places and I was totally fine with that. But paying taxes, like I think this was the psychological barrier in my head. Like in Russia, if you're a sole proprietor, you pay 6% on your revenue. That's it. In America, if you're a sole proprietor, yes, you pay on whatever your profit is, but then you learn that there is a 50% tax bracket if you combine federal and local and state taxes. And you're like, wow. If you followed me before 2019, I think in 2018 I made a video about things I don't like in the US and I mentioned like prices and taxes and fines. But now I understand, like, actually saying that this is a disadvantage of the country, it's like diving into the water and saying like, hey, I don't like that it's so wet. Come on, you're in water and this is what it is, being in water. And the same with a new country. You can't judge, you can't keep comparing this country to your country or this new place to your previous place, because it just drags away the mental energy from you. Instead of thinking how I can build a boat and navigate this water, how I can learn to swim, you're thinking, oh my god, it was better when I was at the beach. Oh my god, it was better when I was there. It was cheaper or whatever. It is just a distraction. So now, 5 years, it's been 5 years since I moved to America. I only get these thoughts now. And I'm pretty sure there are people who've lived in the US or lived in Silicon Valley longer than I have, and they would say there are more things I'm gonna understand. But it's just interesting how you grow, because I got the same comments from people who were in the States longer than me back in 2018 when I made this video. They were like, these are not disadvantages. This is just the way it is. And you can't compare countries. You can't compare places. There is some point in comparing if you can actually improve things. But if you're comparing just for the sake of complaining, that doesn't make any sense. And it's more like, I don't know, this might sound like Tony Robbins kind of style, but when I realized that it's okay to pay so much taxes, I think I was mentally ready to jump on my next level of income. Just because I was thinking like, oh, if you're making this much, you're paying this much, maybe not worth it. But then I talked to Graham Stephan and I'm like, he's making that much money and he's okay with paying those taxes. And I kind of adopted that mindset and it really helped me. Pee-pee? California girl. No, California girl. No? Mom. It is so hot today. These guys are such good marketers. I couldn't fold it. This is Emily's travel crib. First time that she's not gonna sleep in our bed, but we're gonna put her into a crib instead. What I wanted to tell you is that one last thought. So for example, Substack, the email that I started, I see that this service is really growing fast here in the US, but at the same time, I see that, for example, in Russia, this could be a huge trend because people love writing, and in Russian-speaking countries, people use Instagram to write huge posts, and you would read the post below the photo, and because you only have, what I remember, 2,000 symbols, they would also screenshot the continuation of the post, and you would look at it at the gallery. So this is what people do, and I think Substack, like company, really perform well in Russia, and I think people would love to monetize their content the way that you can do it through Substack. But maybe like 5 years ago, I would think maybe I should build something like this in Russia. But now, like, it's just, I'm talking to you, but I'm also analyzing my thoughts. I wouldn't do anything like that these days because I have goals to grow here. And also, if I think of developing a new product, I think it would be for American audience primarily, because again, America is such a country that marketed itself really well. And also, if you make it here, you definitely make it anywhere. That's just amazing. In a different country, we see a lot of startups that started in America. We see a lot of startups that started in Canada. But we don't see a lot of startups that started, I don't know, in Russia and then took over the world. Which is, you know, I always talk about this with Dima. It's the way that people look up to America, I guess, from all over the world. But I don't know, guys, let me know. If you're an immigrant, let me know your thoughts, like whether you said goodbye to your country. And I don't mean like saying goodbye culturally. Of course, I'm Russian, my parents are Russian, my family is Russian, and my closest friends will probably stay Russian, and I intend to visit Russia regularly. It's just professionally, I see that I need to focus on developing here. But again, I'm talking to you, I'm just pouring my thoughts on you, and it's, you know, I'm still in transition. I would still experience difficulties with that. I would still hesitate to say no to some things, I guess. But this is the part of the process, and I think it starts with just realizing what's gonna happen next. Thank you guys so much for watching this video up to the very end. Subscribe to my Substack if you're interested in creator economy and things for creators. And yeah, see you soon in my next vlog, and subscribe to this channel. Bye bye.